So the Duggar family is in the news yet again. Before we get into today's video, I just want to let you guys know that this video is for educational purposes only. Please remember to be kind to everybody everywhere in your everyday life, in your home, in the grocery store, and especially in the comment section down below. Please do not show hate to anybody, anywhere. So good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everybody doing today? I hope you all are having an amazing day. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope the weather was nice there. I hope you guys got to get outside a bit. So in today's video, you guys, yes, the Duggar family is in the media yet again, and we need to talk about it. Something's going on here. There is just, yeah. Before we get into it, I did want to let you guys know, if you don't already know, hi, my name is Christina. I do have a second channel, which is Casually Christina. We just do things more casually over there. I also have a Patreon. My Patreon's for 18 and up, and over there we talk about more personal stuff. We go live over there. There's a $2 tier for all the true crime stuff that can't go onto YouTube due to their terms and policies. That goes over on my Patreon under the $2 tier. Just make sure you read the full about section on what each tier offers before you join. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Like to Know It. And Like to Know It is a platform where you can find links to a lot of things that you guys ask about, that I use, that I love. Everything from this pink shirt, this chair, skincare, makeup, clothing items, workout gear, all kind of stuff that I want to link over there that y'all ask about, I do. And all of those platforms are linked down in the description box if you would like to come and check me out. So, okay, before we talk about what's going on with the Duggars, and I'm going to give y'all a quick little rundown on the backstory so it all ties in to make sure you guys are all caught up. Woo! Make sure you stay to the end of this video. I do need to remind y'all that I'm not a professional. Everything in this video is alleged. I do not know any of these people personally. I pull all of my information from very public sources and news sources that is already out there. I filter it through my own words and opinions, and I give y'all my opinion. Just please go do your own research and just don't show hate to anybody anywhere. Now, again, before we get into what's going on right now, I'm going to need to take you guys back a little bit and just lay the foundation about who the Duggar family is and how we got up to this point. If you do not know, the Duggar family is really well known because of their TV show 19 and Counting. It was a show that was on TLC, and it basically showed the parents, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar, and their 9 daughters and 10 sons. All of their names began with the letter J. They lived in Tawnytown, Arkansas. Jim Bob and Michelle met each other back in the 1980s, and they met when Jim Bob and another person from the church actually went to Michelle's home to do a follow-up after she went through a religious conversion. Michelle and Jim Bob got married in July of 1984, which was just after Michelle's high school graduation. She was 17 and Jim Bob was 19. Neither Michelle nor Jim Bob ended up going to college, and together they started a used cars business, and then they started doing towing, and they also both got into real estate. They were both licensed real estate agents. They didn't end up having their first son Joshua until 1988. They were actually using birth control at the time, but after accidentally getting pregnant and losing their second before birth, they decided that they were no longer going to use any kind of birth control. Then not long after that, Michelle had their first set of twins. It was Jana and John David. Michelle gave birth 17 more times after that, and it ended up being a period over 21 and a half years, which is about one birth every 15 months. The show focused on their daily life, and the Duggars at the time claimed to be devout independent Baptist who followed the Institute and basic life principles and frequently talked about their values of purity, modesty, and faith in God especially. Specifically, the fact that they did not use birth control. They said they let God determine the number of sons and daughters that they had, which again ended up being a total of 19. All 19 were homeschooled, and their access to entertainment like movies and different TV shows was definitely limited. Their internet was definitely filtered, and they had to obey certain standards of modesty in the way that they dressed. Shorts and tank tops were absolutely not allowed, and the women were not allowed to wear skirts that went above the knee. According to the mom, Michelle, these standards were mandated by scripture, and they also avoided beaches and public swimming areas because it is just Too hard for the guys to try to keep their eyes averted in those situations, according to Michelle. Female family members kept their hair long and males were clean shaven with short hair. They also practiced something called chaperone courtship, which basically meant that the Duggars were not allowed to begin a courtship without parental permission. And before a courtship began, an interested man had to go and speak to the father first, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that, to be honest. I like them old school values like that, okay?
I read in the paper the other day that 97% of couples have premarital, and that's staggering.
Well, you guys can't kiss yet, but you can hold hands.
That's right.
Your first
We'll do
kiss.
the kissing.
We'll do the kissing.
Feel the urge to kiss, just tell us and we'll kiss.
You guys will get to do that on your wedding day.
That's right.
Then they were only allowed to get to know each other in group settings. And I have to just say that there is a school here in my town, and some of y'all may have schools like that here where y'all live too. There is a college. It's a Christian college. And the way that they do it there, I know because I used to wait tables, and when I would wait tables, I would see the groups come in. So there would be a couple that was 2 chaperones. And then let's say that there was 5 other couples that wanted to date, and they're, maybe 18, 19, 20. They would come in, and the chaperone couple would sit at one booth, and all the other couples would have their own booths. So they were like on a date by themselves, but they weren't because they were all together in different booths. Man, they would sit for hours and take up a whole sections, because it was the only time they got to spend time together. I mean, they would literally be sitting in those tables for like 3 hours. We'd be like, whoa. But nevertheless, I vividly remember seeing that quite often. Anyways, the Duggars referred to this as dating with a purpose. Their values have always been really heavily criticized, and some believe that the Duggars are part of the Quiverful movement, which is known for promoting strict family conformity, male hierarchies, and like servancy roles for women. Basically meaning that the men were the head of the household and the women served them. The Duggars have stated that they are not associated with the Quiverful movement, but in an article that was published in their website called Why Have Such a Large Family, the Duggars reference Psalms 127, 3-5, which is where the Quiverful movement name comes from. There were also some rumors that the father, Jim Bob, made his sons and daughters work long hours for no pay. Now, mind y'all, again, for any of y'all that watched this show, and I watched it too at some points, I was very fascinated by it, the way all the kids played, and hung out and cleaned together and all of that. All of that filming that they did, all of the kids, no pay allegedly for any of them. It all allegedly went to Jim Bob. And when Jim Bob was asked about this, he allegedly said that it was their way of learning strong family values. You didn't make them no bank accounts or nothing, sir, Jim Bob? Strange to me. I mean, what do I know, though? Their show, 19 and Counting, ran from 2008 to 2015, and this was actually TLC's most popular show with about 2.3 million viewers per new episode by the time season 10 came out. I'm telling y'all, money was made. Do you hear me? It was an instant success. There were even several spinoffs. However, like a lot of times with big success comes a pretty big downfall. In January of 2003, Ginger, who was the 6th born daughter, publicly spoke out against her family. She said that her family had cult-like religious beliefs and that fear was a big part of her life growing up. She said that she thought she had to only wear skirts and dress to please God. And music with drums, places that she went, or the wrong friendships could all bring her harm, and that the teaching she grew up under was harmful, damaging, and had lasting effects on her. She ended up writing a book where she talked more in depth about her family life. Their daughter Jill also spoke out against her family. But that's just a small part of the downfall. One of the most shocking allegations was from back in May of 2015, when a police report came out from 2006 that was revealed to the public that stated that there were SA allegations against the oldest son, Josh. The report states that in 2002 to 2003, Josh, who was 14 and 15 years old at the time, did things to 5 girls, 4 of them which was his sisters. He did this on multiple occasions while they were sleeping and sometimes while they were awake. This was before the TV show even started. Unfortunately, the case was never fully investigated and the statute of limitations had already expired by this time when it came out in 2015. So, because of that, in May of 2015, this is when TLC removed all of the reruns from their channel. More than over 20 advertisers also pulled their ads from the show. Hulu even removed the entire program off of their platform. And a petition was then started asking TLC to completely cancel the show. Josh and his wife at the time, and Josh's parents, put out a statement regarding the allegations, and Josh said that he acted inexcusably and resigned from his position at the Family Research Council. Anna, Josh's wife, said that she knew about what Josh had done 2 years before she married him and believed that the counseling that Josh had done after the incidents changed his life. Remember that. The Duggars said that this was a very dark period in their lives and said that they were seeking God like they had never sought him before. Here's an interview that they did with Megyn Kelly.
This is different because you injected child molestation into it.
I think you actually said pedophile in that, and actually a pedophile is an adult that preys on children. Joshua was actually 14 and just turned 15 when he did what he did. And I think the legal definition is 16 and up for being an adult preying on a child. So he was a child preying on a child.
You do not view Josh as a pedophile?
No.
Now, the show did end up getting canceled in July of 2015, and at the time, the Duggar family was estimated to have been making about $25,000 to $45,000 per episode, and I'm going to tell y'all, I think it was more. I think it was probably more than that, but that's just me. Well, again, what do I know? Then in 2021, Josh was arrested and charged with receiving and possessing SAM, which is material. Okay. Law enforcement said that he was downloading this stuff on a work computer while he was working at a used car lot. At trial, and if y'all remember, we talked about this here on the channel years ago, but at trial, Josh ended up being convicted and he was sentenced to 12 years in prison for this. So, of course, by this point, it's a complete shock to most people. I mean, when the 2015 incident resurfaced and then he was arrested for this, it's kind of like, oh my gosh, right? Josh was also exposed in the Ashley Madison cheating scandal. And if y'all don't know about that, Ashley Madison was like this big, huge website specifically for married people looking to have affairs. In 2015, hackers breached the website and released a bunch of their user data like names, email addresses, payment records, and all kinds of account activity. And Josh's account was leaked, and it showed that Josh allegedly spent $1,000 for services and was on the website from 2013 to 2015. And this was shocking because at the time, Josh was still promoting like his family values and was actively speaking out against having an affairs with other activities. Otherwise, people wouldn't care. He would just be another man cheating or doing whatever he was doing. But yet he's literally on TV promoting this stuff. And at the same time, he's on the Ashley Madison website, okay? Simultaneously. They're doing it both at the same time. After this information came out, Josh put out a statement that confirmed that he had, yes, cheated on his wife, Anna, and that he had a porno addiction. Now, it has been reported this initial statement was taken down and edited to remove that part before it was put back up. Now, let's talk about why the Duggar family is back making headlines again. So, on March 18th of this year, 2026, Joseph Duggar, who is the third son, was arrested for lewd and lascivious behavior, including SA of a victim younger than 12. These charges come from an incident that allegedly happened back in 2020 with a 9-year-old in Panama City Beach, Florida during a family vacation. And I'm trying to tell y'all, it's like you can't even go on a family trip around people and take your eyes off of it. And it's sad. It really is. Because some funky behind family member. Yeah. Reports say that Josh actually admitted to what he had done to her while speaking with her father on the phone on March 17th. And according to the arrest affidavit, Joseph admitted his intentions were not pure. And I'm not going to include the details here, but like, Yeah. There's also this jail call that has recently come out between Joseph and someone else.
Hi there. This is Joe Duggar here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Go on.
hey, I'm over here at the Washington County
Yeah.
County Jail. I don't know if my dad mentioned it to you or not.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we needed to talk sometime about things or how the process works here on this side, or if you know anything
Well,
I do.
yeah. The only issue, you're there. You're in custody pending the issuance of a governor's warrant by the state of Florida.
Okay.
And you can be held for 30 days. Now
Okay.
you may be entitled to bond. Have they talked to you about? I got my status.
Yeah,
Have
sorry.
they talked to you about?
Nobody's
Have they talked to you about bond?
Nothing, no.
Okay. They haven't said they're going to bring you before a judge anytime soon.
No, nothing of that sort.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only issue you've got now while you're in Washington County. You want to be out. And you get ties to the community. You get your family here. I mean, the judge should set a bond, in which case you'll be out pending Arkansas' receipt of a governor's warrant from Florida.
Okay.
It's called extradition, which you may have heard of, but
Okay.
but yeah, that's the only issue you got here in Arkansas. So
Okay. All right.
they should I mean you should appear before the judge for bond, but let me know if that happens.
Okay. All right.
If not, we might be able to get you in front of a judge for that.
Okay.
You have 3 minutes remaining on this call.
Yeah,
I guess if that's it, I guess we'll just, thank you. Yeah, if that's it, then I guess we can, circle back if we hear anything.
Yeah.
I'm not too familiar with this process since it's,
Okay.
the first time.
Well, yeah, I understand. But if you bump into a deputy or something, say ask if they're getting a bond hearing.
Okay. Okay. I'll ask that. All right. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Now, 2 days after Joseph's arrest, his wife Kendra was also arrested for 4 counts of endangering the welfare of little ones and 4 counts of false imprisonment. So law enforcement has said that these charges that she got are unrelated to her husband Joseph's charges. But according to reports, Kendra's charges came from findings from a home inspection that was conducted at her and Joseph's home after Joseph's arrest. So he's arrested, right, for doing this. So, of course, the police is going to go in and they're going to check the whole house, check around. Well, during their inspection, the investigators allegedly found door locks on the outside of the little one's bedrooms. I can't make that make sense to me. Y'all, I'm a tough mama, okay? I'm not the mama to play with. I'm just not. I'm not a gentle parent. I'm a tough mama. I can't make sense of how that makes sense at all. Very disturbing. Joseph had the same charges Kendra got added to his as well. So once they charged her with it, they charged him with it. And again, all this is alleged because I don't know these people, but Kendra was able to bond out of jail while Joseph is still incarcerated and has to be transferred to Florida before he can find out if he's going to get a bond or not. And these charges alone can carry 8 years in prison, so he may be up in there with his brother. It has been reported in the past that Jim Bob and Michelle, again the parents, never made it a secret that they used locks on the outside of their children's bedrooms doors after all these allegations came out about Josh back in 2015. What is going on? What's going on in this family? Like, listen, things happen, you guys, and things can happen in a split second, okay? But I don't get it. There's a big piece missing, I feel like, that we don't know about, because the amount of this that's gone on the cover, and you guys, honestly, I just scratched the surface on the rumors of the behind the scenes. Any of y'all that have paid attention to the Duggars for a while, that really researched this stuff, there's some pretty strange, we'll say, allegations about everybody, and they may all be false. Who knows? The internet likes to talk, but still, you know what I mean? But it's very weird. Like, what went on in that house that you got these grown adults that have these very submissive wives that'll do anything, you know, pretty much, allegedly. So very, very submissive. And they still want to mess with little ones. Strange. But, you know, let justice be served. That's the way I think about it. And also, what are the locks on the out? I can't picture that. I mean, let me know down below. What do? You just put your kid in the room and lock the door behind them? I don't get that. What do you just lock them in and they're on timeout, or you lock them in at nighttime? Or I don't understand it. I can't make it it doesn't make sense to me. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Other than that, I love y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.